What's up, y'all? Thank y'all for joining me for another episode of the Death of the Asia. When y'all get in here, go ahead and like the video, share the video, and make sure that y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. I ain't gonna hold y'all for too long, but I had to talk about this, right? I don't know if everybody out there watched Kendrick Lamar's most recent video of what's the name of it? The Heart Part 5. I don't know if y'all all seen it. If y'all haven't seen it, try to go check it out. I actually was watching Angela Yee's rumor report, and I don't know when they actually recorded that or whatever, but I was actually watching the rumor report, and they said that the video had been taken down. So I haven't checked to see whether or not that was true or not because I was in between shows. So if you didn't get to watch it, if it has been taken down, it's very unfortunate that you didn't get to see this masterpiece. Um, if you all know, like Kendrick Lamar, he was one of those quote unquote conscious rappers. Sometimes the music that he put out, the lyricism, sometimes it'd be a little bit hard to digest as far as the arrangement and his rhyme pattern and then the beat that he uses and all that. Sometimes it's kind of hard to digest his music. And you have to take two or three listens, especially when it's something that is heartfelt, that you have to pay attention to what it is that he's actually saying, right? So when I first heard the song and I saw the visuals at the same time, I was just like, oh my God. I was taken aback by the visuals more so than anything. And the crazy part is the visuals, they're very simple, but they're so powerful. So in this particular video, Kendrick Lamar is morphing into the different people that he's talking about, right? And he's pretty much talking about the culture, our culture. And he's talking about the culture and he's talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. He's talking about how the culture in some aspects what we have grown to know and the things that we do, it could be to our detriment. And so it was so powerful for him to speak about it in that aspect because a lot of us, we have a problem with change. We have a problem with growing and becoming better than who we are. We get stuck into this is just what it is, and it is what it is, and to each its own. And we have this system that is set up in our bubble, in our culture. We have this thing that's set up in a way where it could be very toxic, it could be dysfunctional at points. And what Kendrick Lamar did in this song, he was able to curtail the lyrics to the different people that he actually morphed into. Like he morphed into, originally he was talking about um like your perspective, your different perspectives on life and everything or whatever. And then he morphs into OJ Simpson. So he morphs into OJ Simpson, and the things that he was saying about the culture and your perspective and how you look at things and how you maneuver through things, it was just heart wrenching. And then he goes into he morphs into who was next? I think he had morphed into Kanye, and then he had morphed into Will Smith talking about hurt people, hurt people. Um, and he morphed into Justice Smollett. I was like, dang. And if you listen to what he's saying as he's morphing into these people, he's kind of giving you the story of these people from their actual perspective. I don't know how that man was able to do that. It was like these people are speaking through him for real, because it was like, okay, he was able to put himself in their position, put himself in our position as an observer of these people. And then he was able to put himself in a position as an artist, as a rapper, as a songwriter, in order to write these lyrics in a way that was still unique to who he is as a person. But it was almost like he was speaking in first person for each individual person that he morphed into, right? Y'all. Then that man morphed into Nipsey Hussle towards the end. This is the part that really had me like, you know what, at this point, when Kendrick Lamar morphed into Nipsey Hussle, at that point I was like, this man done did too much now. He done did too much. Because I was just stuck like, oh my God, when I first seen him morph into Nipsey and it looked just like him and everything, I was like, okay, what am I getting myself into, right? Do I need to click off of this? I don't want to get triggered or anything like that. So I sat there and I listened and I watched, right? And I became so emotional watching it. I hope I don't get emotional right now. I probably will. Y'all excuse me. Because I have to talk this through. I became so emotional at that point because this man, he talked about he kind of gave us a build up of how the culture actually let Nipsey down, and but also how Nipsey was part of the culture, the same culture that let him down. Then it got to a point where Kendrick Lamar has morphed into Nipsey Hussle, so you don't see nothing but Nipsey Hussle face and Kendrick Lamar's hair, right? So all of this is Nipsey Hussle. That man morphed into that man, and he actually was rapping like in first person, like he was, talking about, I'm in heaven, and had a message for Sam. Like it was something that it was the wildest thing that I had seen or experienced before, because I'm like, this man actually delivered a message that I think that Nipsey Hussle would have said himself. So for me, it's like he actually channeled this man. Like for real. It's no way that he could have came up with that stuff without actually channeling this man, right? And the stuff that he said, it broke me all the way down. You hear me? Because I was just like, oh my God. But what I take from this is whatever happened, whatever touched Kendrick Lamar's spirit to do this, he was obedient. Um he did what needed to be done. And that Nipsey part, I'm sure that the way that was done, it brought a lot of comfort to Nipsey Hussle's immediate family, his mom, his brother, uh, his partner, his kids or kid. I don't know how many kids he had or whatever. I think it just brought a level of comfort, or it's okay. And the things that he said was so important. And I was like, damn, you know, who can stand up next to Kendrick now? You get what I'm saying? That's like a master at his work. You know, I've never seen anything like that before. Uh, it was something that made me feel like Kendrick had to actually, I don't know what type of cleansing, or I don't know what type of whatever he got going on, but for him to do that, and for us to feel what we felt, imagine what he felt doing it. Imagine all of the energy that you got to put into that. How careful you have to be to touch something like that, something so sacred like that. Like, you speaking for someone who has transitioned. That's a heavy load to carry, and Kendrick definitely did an awesome job with that. And I can't I can't see nobody coming up behind it. I really can't see anybody coming. He's beyond competition at this point. He's not a rapper anymore. He's just not your regular common everyday rapper. He's an artist. He's an artist, he's a master. And I'm so glad that he has allowed himself the freedom to express his art the way that he is expressing himself now. Because I think that there's a lot of artists out there that become enslaved to the industry, and they are afraid, which brings me the question as to, I don't know how true it is, but I did hear on Rumor Report that they took the video down. I have to go see, because like I said, I've been in between shows. But just like, you would just think about like just how impactful that video was, and for it to be snatched down. But for it to, we already done seen it now. The last time I checked on the video, it was already at 8.4 million. You know what I'm saying? And I wish that a lot of artists, a lot of people before us, like, don't worry about the numbers, the month. Oh yeah, you want to, take care of your family or whatever, but just to be able to express yourself freely like that as an artist, deliver a message, something that's so impactful and something that's so powerful. We need more of that. I actually think that that's what Andre 3000 probably battled with, the reason why he haven't did a whole lot, because I think Andre 3000 is one of those guys that, he's an artist or whatever, but I think he come up in that time where the music industry was a lot different, and it done kind of like made him not really deal and dab in it, and I definitely understand. But back to Kendrick, the last thing that I can remember that actually made me get emotional was Childish Gambino, This Is America. And even though Childish Gambino, This Is America, didn't have the same lyricism as the Heart Part 5, it was a message. It had a deep rooted message. The lyricism wasn't needed for what he was trying, he needed to do, and he needed to come off like he did. He kind of still had that same type of morphing into different scenes and scenarios or whatever, versus morphing into different people and speaking from their vantage points or whatever. That was the last thing that I could remember that made me feel the way that this new song by Kendrick Lamar actually made me feel. And this is a whole nother level. I'm like, okay, Kendrick Lamar done did too much. Like, ain't nobody, you can't even, you can't, who you finna put for in a lineup with Kendrick Lamar at this point? You can't. Who who you finna put? They got a better video. Song, who you finna put got a better song? I know this man album finna be so fire. And like I say, I wasn't one of those people that just was like the hugest K-Dot fan or whatever. But all at the same time, I do like his music. His music is that music that you really gotta sit and listen to in order for you to digest it. You gotta chew that slow. You know what I'm saying? You can't be just in a hurry or whatever, pull up or whatever to the fast food, like, hey, let me get that number 5 or whatever, no onions and hold the pickles. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that with a Kendrick Lamar. You gotta slow cook that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta really take your time with it and understand what it is that he's saying. And I'm so glad that um we have artists like that till this day. A lot of people try and talk down and clown the youth and the up and coming artists or whatever the case may be, but dude did some powerful shit, and putting that energy out there. I think there's going to be some shifts. I definitely think there are going to be some shifts that take place, and I think that you're going to hear more artists try to master their artistry, because he done set the bar all the way up here. That's the reason why I say dude done did too much, because like the bar done got, I'm talking about, it's up there. You hear me? So what you got for Kendrick Lamar? I don't even think he really tripping or worrying about it or whatever. He gives me that kind of Kanye West energy, to an extent where it's like I'm finna carve out my own lane, and my star power, my impact is untouchable, it's unmatched, and whatever I touch is gonna turn gold. This is what it is. I got my own lane. You just really can't compete with it, and I think that's where we're heading. I can't wait for the new album to drop. That if, like I said, if y'all haven't heard the song or watched the visuals, like I said, I don't know if the visuals are still up or not. I'm gonna double check that, but if at least go hear this song. Is very powerful. And if nothing else, that last part, when that man started talking in first person and he was rapping about uh Nipsey Hussle, that did it for me, y'all. But anyway, like I told y'all, I'm not gonna hold y'all long. I just want to come on here and give my thought and opinions on this. I couldn't hold it in. I had to get it out, because when I first seen it, child, I was boohoo crying. Um, and I just had to get on here and express my sentiments. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. RBG Mike is in the building. What's up, Wolves Only? Yes, indeed. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. Um, I just come off of doing a show on the Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast. We had your boy Brother Shouts in the building, and it was a dope show. Y'all make sure y'all go over to the Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast. Y'all check that out. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel over there. We go live every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And also make sure you follow us on all of your social media platforms. Also, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Death of the Asia, and follow me on all social media platforms. I thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. I'm about to tune out. Y'all have a good one.
I hope you black men were paying attention. I hope you black men were paying attention.